TIL that Berkshire Hathaway has never had a stock split and each share trades at over $400,000. What most people ignore is the fact that he made most of those stellar returns in the early days. I ran the numbers about a year ago and at that time, BRK underperformed S&P 500 for the last 5, 10 and 15 years. Now that might no longer be the case because BRK had a good year. All I'm saying is that with that quantum of capital to invest, it's becoming increasingly hard for Buffett to outperform the market. And he admits as much himself and recommends that people invest in S&P 500 instead. Funny story, 2 or so years ago BRKA, the one in Ops Post, actually rose to 500k a share in the NYSE or Nasdaq, whichever it's on, I forget. It displays prices up to that number. So every dollar it went over 500k looped it back around. So far a few hours BRK looked like it was worth $40, $75 etc. until it dipped back below the 500k mark. That's not entirely accurate. BRK.A never had a stock split. BRK.B did. It trades at the $3.50-ish mark. Functionally there's no difference between the two. Well, BRK.B has less voting power than BRK.A, even if you own the same value of both. But realistically voting power won't matter to anyone buying BRK.B. It's currently trading at $535,000 and it's important to note that this is for Class A stock which has full equity and voting rights. They do offer Class B stock where each stock is only 1/1500th of equity and 1/10,000th of voting rights compared to a Class A stock. Class B currently trades at a modest $354. It's trading at over $500,000 right now. When I first heard of it during the dot-com bubble it was trading around $50,000 and thought it was sure to crash because obviously $50,000 is a ridiculous price for a single share, right? It doesn't matter one iota how much taxes people pay if all of the money goes into America's big stick that it uses to clobber everybody in the world to gain access to raw materials, labor and markets. The real TIL for you folks is that Warren Buffett bought Berkshire Hathaway to fire somebody. The original fuck you money. One of the big things is they don't do dividends. Point being that the shareholder decides when they pay taxes on gains, by selling the shares. They're not forced to take a dividend and get taxed. Most companies do stock splits to make the stock appear cheaper to investors. But as WB says, that is like asking the pizza guy to cut my pizza into 6 slices instead of 12 because I can't eat 12. That's the A share. You can get B share for a few $100s. BRK A share is a secret rich bragging which you tell people you own A shares, which people who know it know how valuable they are. I don't know if they ever did a split, but Lindt shares are also really expensive. They go for €105.000. Additionally, if you own one you get 5 kilograms Lindt chocolate at the General Assembly, and they're being used as collateral for naked short positions by marking B as A. Oh boy! This comment will age like wine. Mark my fucking words. Cost of business for these pieces of shit. I worked for a Berkshire company for a few years. They purchased the company I was employed at and rolled over our 401k. We were allowed to swap half of it over to Berk. No regrets. And check out how their website looks. It looks that way because WB doesn't think the company should spend money on fancy things like a modern website. True, off my chest, I sold my Berkshire Hathaway in the 90s at $9,950 a share. I mean, $10,000 per share. How much higher could it go? Then I squandered the proceeds on a law degree. Never work for one of his companies. He rewards companies on thin operating margins, which means employees are paid less and have less than great working conditions. It's currently trading at $535,000 a share. Just 3 years ago it was around $200,000 a share. That's insane. I will wait for the next market crash and buy that lol. I only know of Berkshire Hathaway as a realty company. But they own a lot of other companies, including Geico Insurance and Fruit of the Loom. Huh, TIL too. I remember the story he told when they paid a divided once. He said he vaguely remembers going to the bathroom for a few minutes during that time. I remember a couple of years ago, then it traded for $250,000. Buy the B shares. They are like something like 400 US a piece. ATM. BRK is a meme stock for old rich dudes. It's as close as an investing group can get to a cult outside super stock. Fun fact, if you own any shares, you qualify for a discount with Geico. The BRK.B shares are more affordable. Buy some B shares. They are around $350 currently. One B share will be worth what an A share is eventually. And its job in the economy is to just be rich. Good. Important. definitely making a difference at all. TIL Warren Buffett owns 229,016 shares of Berkshire Hathaway's Class A common stock (BRK). And you can buy partial shares of the company, which is common with other stocks. Stock price BRK.ANYSE $537,571 $3,771.000.71. August 3rd, 2:40 p.m. EDT. Class B isn't as bad, I suppose. A bit more reasonable at $354 as of right now. No stock splits but plenty of stock buybacks. Invest in overvalued stock. The Class B trades much lower classes only matter for voting purposes, but they did issue secondary class of shares which are much cheaper. Can someone explain what this means to me? I don't speak Wall Street. They have other stock. This is A stock. They have B stock, etc. Much to the consternation of every data modeler raised on C. It was trading around $7 when Buffett took it over in 1964.